Today we're going to talk about a subject that we've talked about before, about dress better, feel better. I'm Chris Collins. This is Jeremy O'Neill from Advisor Fix and creator of the Profitable Service Advisor. This is Christian, executive extraordinaire, head coach, master of everything. And welcome to Service Drive Revolution, your Friday drive-by. A little something to think about, a little food for thought going into the weekend. How you gentlemen doing?
I'm doing awesome.
As well.
So in the leadership training that we've been writing and recording, one of the subjects, of course, is, how you dress as a leader, right? How you appear. And it was interesting, I came across a study they did where they tried to correlate how leaders dress with people's perception of them as a leader. Like maybe people perceive somebody in a blue suit with a red tie and a white dress shirt as a leader.
Yeah.
Right? Would you assume that?
Power dress right there.
Yeah, or like a military uniform, right? Well, it ends up in this study that people actually were they gravitated less towards the suit and more towards the people that were closer to them in dress and that were authentic.
Oh, wow.
And so if the person was authentic, they perceived them as a leader more than if they were dressed. So the costume meant less than who you are inside and what you're projecting from inside. Does that make sense?
It's surprising, but yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, a big part of leadership is who you actually are and what you're projecting more than the costume that you put on.
Absolutely. I was told if you're talking to automotive technicians that you never wear a tie because they'll never believe you because you would never wear a tie in the shop.
Yeah, well, I stopped wearing suits and ties a long time ago because I could tell I was making people nervous.
Yeah.
When I would be be coaching or whatever, people were very nervous. So it's important to be aware of that. Also, I'm kind of a force of nature anyway, so adding that to it just compounds it. I needed to soften myself, right?
The intensity can be a little too much at times then.
Did you guys, well, clearly you didn't know this, but I'm going to tell you that if you have a beard, you're perceived more of a leader, and that in times of trouble or crisis, people follow the guy with a beard?
Wow.
Clearly you guys didn't get that memo.
I did not get that memo.
But if you start growing your beard now,
I actually started growing my
by
beard in
2023,
2018.
you guys might have a little stubble trouble.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll ever see me with a beard.
So my saying when it comes to leadership is, who you are speaks so loudly I can't hear what you say.
But that comes from inside. That comes from a lot of attitude and drive.
You're projecting who you are.
Absolutely.
And so if you're scared, if you have a bunch of insecurities, if you're not sure about yourself, if you're in over your head, people are going to perceive that. Almost like a dog would sense fear, right? They don't know exactly why they don't trust you. They don't know exactly why they don't like you, but they don't like you and they don't trust you. And if they don't like you and trust you, or they're not afraid of you, they're not going to follow you. The only other option you have then is to have them be afraid of you for them to follow you. But if they're indifferent to you or they don't trust you, you're in trouble.
Yeah, but if we look at history, that has never worked. So I would agree with you. You've got to project it.
The tyrant has never worked?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
It works for really short bursts, and then it fails miserably after that.
I think, though, it doesn't work for the short burst. I think that was...
So the punchline of the study was that the people that dressed the way that made them feel good ended up being perceived as leaders. So you dress for yourself.
You're telling me that if he feels good in the Tesla shorts, he could wear those on the service drive and be successful?
Different show. We didn't show the Tesla shorts at the top of the show. That was another show.
Sorry that I didn't set that up for them, but
yeah,
it's
yeah. If he feels sexy in the Tesla shorts, then I don't know if that would make him feel like a leader. Would that make you feel like a leader or make you feel sexy and feminine?
Probably sexy and feminine. I don't know if that gets my leader juices going.
Now, I'm not saying that being feminine can't be a leader, just maybe not in this case.
Yeah, I'm just not going to touch that at all.
You started it.
No,
touched
I did
it,
not.
You flung the door open and you yelled and screamed to the masses, and then you say, "Nope, not me."
Not me.
That was
You know what
it.
they call that? That's the blending side of my personality. Started up and then.
That's what the doctor says?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
They
Yeah.
diagnosed
have a
it as
question.
the blending side?
So I remember, at certain dealerships, they have, the uniforms you could wear. So you've got, the white shirt, and sometimes the pants don't fit all the way. So are you saying that as an advisor, they should take control of their wardrobe and put something out that makes them feel good, that comfortable, and actually looks good as well?
Well, it depends on the rules, right? So, we don't want somebody coming back to us and saying, hey, you said on Service Drive Revolution that advisors should do whatever they want.
We say that every show. We say that.
If the way they want to run their business or their shop is that they want people in uniforms, then I think that's okay. I personally put advisors in uniforms. I don't put them in Cintas, but I put them in uniforms. I like everybody in black. I like them to look high end in retail. So I would take into consideration how they feel in the uniform that I create, but I have the ability as a leader to create a uniform that makes them feel good. Because black is slimming, you can do different cuts. And so I believe that we as leaders control how people feel if we're creating a uniform.
I agree, absolutely. I'm glad we're bringing this up because we spend so much time at work that if you don't feel good in what you're in, it's really going to wear you down and mess with your psychological well-being.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Absolutely. It's interesting though, if you're not happy with what the company has dictated that you have to wear or the uniform that's there, it's no different than a sales objection, right?
Really? It's a sales objection?
It's no different than a sales objection. A customer tells you no, do you just lay down and just, not deal with that objection? No. You probe, you ask questions, you really dive deep into
I try to put myself in a situation where I never ask a question that can be answered with no.
Well, okay, now we're going into training with, open-ended questions, closed-ended questions. However, if you're not happy with your current situation, you just got to go influence the situation and change it for the better. That's all I'm saying. You have the power to do that. You can be an influencer.
You also can package questions like you can say, well, do you want to take the car home today, or do you want to keep driving that piece of junk and maybe kill yourself?
Did he actually use that on a customer?
I think that the thing is that's polarizing, and that you put that out there, and there's.
But you can ask
no
a
real good
question
answer.
where both sides are, the question answers itself.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah.
So would you like it Thursday or Friday?
So, Thursday.
Perfect. We can make that happen.
See how that works?
Yep.
You closed me and I don't even know what I bought. It's genius.
Good sale.
Pure genius. Okay, so what we learned today is that it's more important that you're authentic to yourself and that you radiate leadership than wearing a suit and tie. And so in my analogy before, when we talked about dress better, feel better, I felt better wearing a suit, and so that's why I did.
And it worked
But
for you.
It's, it's up to the individual.
It is, absolutely.
Good. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great weekend. And now check out what's coming up next week on Service Drive Revolution.
Next week on Service Drive Revolution.
The 3 KPIs you're being judged on, whether you realize it or not. Did you guys see these shorts that Tesla made?
Do I have to shave my legs if I wear them?
The seatbelt recall's on all 4 seatbelts or which
It's on the
seatbelts?
back seatbelts.
So there's a recall on the back seatbelts. Are you
Correct.
taking people with you on the trip that will
Yes.
be in the back?
Yes.
Do you care about those people?
Well, I have 4 extra helmets at home. You can borrow 2 if you need to.
Seatbelts aren't a safety issue. I know you have a conspiracy theory about the parts department.
Over the weekend, I went out again, no ankle bracelet too.
People literally just take a dump in the middle of the sidewalk. And I'm very curious why I feel like I'm about to get a prostate exam.
What do politics and diapers have in common? I went to the zoo, and the only animal in the zoo was a dog. It was a Shih Tzu.
Thanks for watching this episode of Service Drive Revolution's Drive-By. I hope it gives you something to think about over the weekend and inspires some new ideas and hopefully some new results. If you have any questions for the big show, go ahead and post them below in the comments. We'll be looking out for them and we'll answer them on the show. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon so you're notified when we post new episodes. I'm Chris Collins, and you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Chris Bulldog Collins. And I'll see you again on the next episode.